Welcome into the live stream here for McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neil. That's Tyler here on this Monday.
What it is, sir?
How are you?
I'm doing just dandy.
We were just discussing NCAA tournament stuff. Tyler here thinks the team that I cover can get in with 2 wins this week and 1 win in Nashville. And I was like, it kind of depends on who that is, though. And I haven't looked at all the brackets. I need to do that story. I'm waiting to see what happens tomorrow. If they lose tomorrow, I don't want to spend a bunch of time looking at brackets and then they lose in Athens. If they win in Athens,
wait till tomorrow.
If they win in Athens, I'll get up Wednesday and go, okay, let me look at some of this, what people are talking about.
CBS is no dummies now. They got that game on Saturday on CBS.
They could actually, if Ole Miss and A&M take care of business early in the week, and I don't even know who, I wrote it yesterday, but I can't remember today who Texas A&M plays Wednesday.
Give me a second.
But if they both win, the winner of that game in Oxford on Saturday would be 9-9.
Our boys at Texas A&M are going to see.
And
they're playing Mississippi. They're at home versus Mississippi State.
Okay, so they have a real opportunity this week.
Because that would be a quad one.
Because their net's better than Ole Miss's. Their net's 54, I think, and
they're 54 on KenPom.
Ole Miss is like 76-ish.
They were, yeah, that's about right. I can tell you.
I mean, they're somewhere in the mid to late 70s, 75, 76,
They're
77.
75 on KenPom.
75, yeah. Nah, I gotta be honest. I don't know. And here's the thing.
Okay, man, you got to stay positive.
If you tell me they won 2, that game on Thursday in Nashville, it needs to be against somebody that, like, you're not going to help yourself any if the win is over, say, LSU.
Well, that's who they're probably going to play.
Or Arkansas. Or you need to play somebody that's – and it wouldn't help to play A&M again because you already beaten them twice. Beating them again is going to be like, oh, well, ho-hum. You got to do something. So that's the problem.
So if they win 2, though, if they win 2-2, they win 4 straight. They got to get it, right?
A couple of years ago, we all thought A&M was in. They were in the final and didn't. They beat. It was 2 years ago. Texas A&M beat. They won 3 games. They beat an Arkansas team that made the tournament. They beat a Kentucky team that made the tournament. Then they lost to somebody on the final day, Tennessee maybe, and didn't or beat Tennessee and lost to Kentucky. I don't know. Whatever. They won 3 games. They didn't get in. I don't know. That selection committee is not consistent with criteria.
I concur. You ready to roll, dude?
Yeah,
I am thirsting for some rain today.
Okay. It was a weekend.
It was a weekend.
It was an interesting weekend. Yep, me too. All right, here we go. Welcome into episode 157 of McCready and Siskey, powered by Rain Total Body Fuel. I'm Neil McCready. That is Tyler Siskey here on this Monday afternoon, March the 4th. Hope everyone had a good weekend, safe weekend. Welcome into our show. It's one that is brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel, 300 milligrams, natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, 0 sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. Check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more.
Neil, I'm rolling with a Kiwi blend. It's become an afternoon favorite for me. I actually rocked it yesterday afternoon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back-to-back days with the Kiwi blend. Good stuff. And Neil, the Cooper Chevrolet chat is already bumping. And to remind everybody, today, as in March the 4th, is the last day of the current discounts where you can get financing as low as 1.9% APR on select pre-owned imports and domestic vehicles. You can go to cooperchevrolet.com. You can get trade-ins, trade-ups, save thousands when you finance with us. Hurry, current offers end today, March the 4th. So make sure as soon as our show's over, pick up the phone, call Cooper Chevrolet, 256-236-4481, and tell them that McCready and Siskey sent you.
Be a little shorter show today. We're going to make sure we're out of here by 3. My house is about to turn into a circus. And there's a decent chance people are going to have to turn electricity off for a minute or two. So
We'll be talking and be gone.
Yeah.
Be gone. They'll be like, where the hell did they go?
So there you go.
Somebody else didn't want to die. All right, Neil, busy weekend for your boy this weekend. And a part of that busy weekend was guess what we had this weekend? We had some travel baseball.
Oh, yeah.
8U travel baseball.
Yeah.
And so
we had travel soccer. It was a little abbreviated. Who knew you couldn't ask the referee a question? I mean, who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
You know?
I need to start teaching Knox how to do that so I can get the hell out of there. All right.
I ain't going to lie.
It wasn't that bad.
I was a little pleased.
Hey, thanks, boss. Appreciate you.
Because I thought I was going to be sitting at Mike Rose Soccer Complex at 7:30, starting to get cold, watching
Figured it out.
Watching another soccer game and not getting back until 10-something. And that was no longer the case.
No, it wasn't no longer the case. So I am so Cole's got me like an influencer mole here. I mean, he's got me. I'm making 87,000 videos for him for TikTok because we're this close, Neil. We're like 400 away, boss.
Yeah.
We're getting close. So he's got me making the Criteria Club videos and everything else for TikTok. So I told him, I'm like, dude, I don't know. It was Friday night. I didn't get home till like 11 something from the baseball game on Friday night. I had to have Knox at the ballpark at 9 o'clock, which is we're fixing to talk about. So it's like, I don't know when I'm going to do this, Cole. And I was like, maybe I can do the research tonight when I get home. And sure enough, they put out lines. So I did the research. I'm over here grinding for Criteria Club, trying to get it right. Mm-hmm. And so I dropped Knox off for, get with his team. And I go in the truck to do the TikTok. And I'm sitting over there. And what happened? Our first travel, it's that time. It's time for travel baseball X for the weekend. Here we go.
Okay.
As I'm doing the TikTok, I'm literally sitting there. I'm already feeling weird that I'm videoing myself in the truck with just people just walking everywhere.
I wouldn't sweat that.
Yeah, I didn't.
There's so much weirdness that's not even qualifying as weird.
I didn't sweat it at all, Neil. Do you know why? Because in the middle of my TikTok walks a grown-ass man wearing full uniform to coach his 8-year-old travel baseball team. And that's my ick. That's ick one, man. If you are the guy that's wearing full uniform to travel baseball, hey, come holler at your boy. We'll give you some life advice, free of charge. Cole Walters will be all over it.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Life advice presented by Cole Walters of State Farm Insurance. Cole is licensed in auto, home, life, health, business, and pet insurance for the whole state of Georgia. So contact Cole at 706-525-7850. You can also find him on ColeWaltersInsurance.com.
So yeah, if you're that guy, like you, in order to wear full uniform on the field, like the players, you have to be representing a school. I think middle school is where it probably starts, high school for sure, college cool. But you can't be I don't care if you're coaching a 75-year-old travel ball team.
Are high school coaches in full uniform?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'm cool. But something about the travel ball part just bothers me. So that was my ick number one. Ick number two, Neil. What I commonly refer to, and everybody listening to our show that's ever been to a travel ball tournament knows what I'm talking about. I commonly refer to it as the sucker tent. Okay? It's for suckers. They place that thing right next to the gate.
Oh, all the gear?
All the gear.
Oh, yeah. They've got that in soccer, too.
Necklaces and the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Well, whoever was running the sucker tent at this particular tournament had stepped it up a whole new level to the point, and I told them, I said, look, don't get mad at me because you're making the podcast, so don't get mad at me. So this goes out to my mom and my dad who listened to our show.
Mm-hmm. I
don't know who was responsible. I imagine it was my mom.
She went to the tent?
Gets better. We had some things that we had to go, me and the wife had some things we had to take care of, go to yesterday afternoon. We're going to be a few minutes late to the game. So my mom and dad were in town, so they took Knox, and we get there, and they have taken action shots of every player in that tournament, like legit action shots, and put them in like pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Mom goes, hey, give this to Knox. He wanted us to get that for him. I was like, they got you. They got you. You just made the podcast. Sucker, they got you.
Yep.
And so to the point, though, Neil, is I make Knox, like their little team would get together after the game. I'd make him walk around it on the backside to meet me outside the gate because it was like, dude, they had baseball cards this week.
Oh yeah.
Hey, they upped it. So
They know
avoid the sucker tent because they get you.
Because everybody in one of those tournaments is going to be the next center fielder for the Phillies. Every one of them.
Maybe next week if they do good enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming.
It's coming. They may sign next week.
Because you know what, man? I mean, where was the tournament?
Here in Oxford, actually.
Oh, at least 27 Major League Scouts.
Oh, guaranteed.
And so many of these guys are going to play SEC baseball.
Again, next week.
Oh, I mean, soon.
I'm surprised the NIL deals hadn't already started rolling in. But yeah, sucker tent. You got to watch out there. And let me I got one more thing with the uniform with the coaches. And this is a me and Ronnie Williams. Ronnie listens to our show, so he's going to know. We used to laugh about this all the time too. Along with the full uniform, don't be the coach that wears leggings like the kids do. You know, like if a kid, like a basketball player, wears leggings underneath his shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be the coach that wears leggings.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
That happens too a lot. That's probably more prevalent than the full uniform.
I mean, just put on some sweats or a pair of jeans.
Hey, it's okay. Wear the pullover. Wear the hat. That's good enough.
Yeah. No, the hat's fine.
It's good enough. Stay away from
Just
the leggings.
put on a sweatshirt, a hoodie or something.
Yep. All right, and the last thing. This
Right?
is yes, agree. And the last thing, Neil, this is a new game that me and the wife like to play at the ball game when things are getting out of control.
This is a family show.
It's a family show. So as you're sitting in the cluster of fields, so you got 4 fields, and then you're sitting anywhere around the home plate, you feel like you're hearing every field because they're all at your back.
Okay.
We talked about the walk-up songs.
Yeah.
For the players.
Yep.
Number 4, Knox, Siskey, and then you get their walk-up music.
What is Knox's walk-up music?
What would you think? Because the parents pick it out. The kids don't. The kids don't have a clue. So this is the point of the game.
Probably some Eminem, maybe some Van Halen.
We're going, hey, little Ozzy, little Crazy Train, little Chipper Jones.
Okay.
So the point of the drill is this: me and my wife play a game that every time they introduce somebody, you close your eyes, you listen to the song, and you can tell how old the parents are based on the song chosen.
Like, give me an example.
All right, so Crazy Train.
Okay.
That's me. We're older. We're in the 40s. We grew up. Chipper Jones made that song famous for a baseball walk-up song. So it's that group. If you get a little Nelly, you get a little Nelly. You got somebody that graduated high school between 2000 2005.
Okay.
All right. If you get some Drake. If you get some Drake for the walk-up song, guaranteed super young parents in their 20s.
Yeah.
Okay, mid-20s. They had the kid young. I mean, we did this game. Just getting started in life. Any kind of classic rock, any kind of you get Leonard Skinner. Probably grandma there, been raised by grandma.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah.
So we play that game at the ballpark.
Or that was one of those little accidents that happened on down the road.
It's a big old accident if that happened. It's a family show, Neil. Big old accident. Odds are, if Leonard Skinner is your 8-year-old's walk-up song, the big old accident occurred. Mama took serious what you were poking at her in fun.
God help us.
All right.
What's the best? What's the Oh, was that? Oh, that was earlier. Oh, that's just then. What's the best walk-up song you've heard? What's the one that you're like, oh, that was great?
I like when I get the old school Snoop. I'm a big Snoop guy. I'm a sucker for Fleetwood Mac too. I like some Fleetwood Mac. Listen to the wind blow. So I'm a good sucker for that one.
Okay.
We got a little phone call to Neil McCready.
Well, whenever it's one of the kids, I'll
gotta
answer
answer,
just
dude.
in case it's something wrong.
Gotta answer it. All right. So that was my travel baseball icks for the week. Didn't last long enough Sunday to get it. That was another ick. I paid $30 for about 10 minutes. That was the fastest baseball game ever. We got one and done yesterday afternoon. So
that's good.
$30. I was there like 15 minutes.
That's not bad.
That's awesome.
That's a win.
No, not really.
I paid $10 and I was out of there pretty quick.
Yeah. I didn't even unpack the chairs. So we were running a little bit late. And so as soon as we pulled up, was the top of the first. Before I could get in the gate, they'd done gone 3 up and 3 down at 8U. I was like, I didn't even unpack the chairs. I just left them in there and set in the bleachers. All right, Neil, the NFL Combine, the Underwear Olympics, have officially ended. I watched as little as I probably ever have in this deal. The only thing of substance that came out of this thing, Xavier Worthy, wide receiver from Texas, broke the record, ran a 4.21.
I saw that.
That's moving.
That is rolling.
That's rolling. 4.21, 40. which was cool. I saw that. I can see everything I need to see on tweets. But so yesterday, between our 5 minutes we had at the house, I did have it up on the TV, and I was watching it. Me and my dad were talking, and the big boys, the O-line was going yesterday. And so my thing, the only reason I'll address is this, because can we get some new drills for the big boys to do? I'm sitting here watching O-line. All right, run the 40. Nobody cares. I've never looked at it. I mean, unless you're just totally sloppy, which if you're going to the NFL Combine, you're not. Like the people going to the NFL Combine running the 40 aren't sloppy like that, but they're running the 40, and then we're doing wave drill. We're doing the wave drill with O-linemen. I'm like, guys, like a DB drill with the O-linemen. Like, we got to figure out some new drills for the O-linemen to do. And I know you're trying to look at their athleticism, but, dude, it's the NFL Combine. This guy has got more tape at this point in time in his life than than you can shake a stick at. If you can't evaluate his athleticism, if the wave drill in the NFL Combine is the way you go, hey, that's how athletic he is, man, we're missing something.
So, and I know the scouting combine's important and all that stuff, but you've watched these guys for at least 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, guaranteed. Two for sure in the NFL.
Yeah, you've got all the film on them. Is the whole combine is we're going to find out something about people's work ethic, like because they go get in the best shape of their lives, presumably, and
yeah. So
is that what that is? Because I've always thought it was really overrated.
It's a way
like they didn't discover, nobody walked away from Xavier Worthy going, oh wow, did you know he was fast? Because I didn't know he was fast. They knew he was fast. Maybe they didn't know he was 4.21, but
I think it's a way for the NFL. One, you get verified measurements, okay, and everybody under one roof. Okay,
yeah,
and I've said this for 100 years. Like, people don't understand. We could do our verified height weights wherever we had, and somebody else could do it, and you could be a quarter inch, half inch off.
Okay,
I think that we make way too much of a big deal out of that. The other thing is it gives you a comparison, because in the past they've evaluated players under the same circumstances, and so you can say, hey, we got this guy. He compares number-wise to a guy we took in the same conditions, in the same, environment, time, and all that stuff as somebody in the past. So it gives you kind of a good comparison. I think the interviews are important if done right. I don't believe in all the goofy questions, and I'm not going. I mean, there's been some. We've had a guest on our show that's been in the NFL Combine. I'm not going to mention him by name, but he's been on our show that had some unique questions asked to him in the NFL Combine, like out of pocket questions. Like I don't like that stuff, but I think you need to sit down and meet. It gives you a chance to sit down and meet with people face to face.
They were trying to trigger him.
Yeah, trying to trigger him, and it was a little too much, a little over top. But yeah, you got to find like some of the stuff though. Like some of the wide receiver drills are good. Some want to see the quarterback throw the ball live. I'm good with that. But some of these O-line drills, like, dude, what are we doing? Like, let's see if they can freaking pass set, and then you're scared to put them one-on-one versus a defensive lineman because a competitive character gets somebody hurt, because it's an easy way to get somebody hurt. So we're doing DB drills with O-linemen. That blew my mind. And I get that you get to see he's athletic, but if you don't know that by now.
That's my point. You would already know he's athletic.
Yeah, you got to kind of already know that.
MPW Digital is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's the first thing you'd do if you had an extra hour in your day? Would you go for a run, take a nap, read a book? A lot of us spend parts of our lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? The best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and to make it a priority. Therapy can help you find what matters to you so you can do more of it. Therapy can be helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MPW today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/MPW.
I looked down, my man Ronnie Williams popped in the Cooper Chevrolet chat. He says, real man wear leggings. So we used to.
There you go.
We would literally pass the time as we were by making fun of the third base coach.
I really can't envision Ronnie in a pair of leggings.
No, Ronnie doesn't do leggings.
I don't see that.
Ronnie's not a leggings guy.
I don't see that.
No, Ronnie's not a leggings guy. So me and Ronnie had some fun with opposing third base coaches over the years.
I'm sure.
All right. He would keep me in line. Ronnie did. So if I got too pissed off, he would bring me back in. All right, NFL. Let's talk a little bit NFL while we're on it. Today, I didn't know if you saw this. Mike Evans signed a 2-year, $52 million, $35 million a year guaranteed with the Buccaneers. He's going to stay. Big move for the Buccaneers are playing chess. They're not playing checkers.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield, they want to keep, is a free agent. He is getting some love. I think this was a move to get Baker.
Yeah, because I'd heard some Baker Mayfield Atlanta Falcons talk.
There's Baker in Atlanta. There's Baker in New England. There's Baker, little Baker everywhere talk. But I think this is going to. I would put the Buccaneers where I would have them behind before today. I think this puts them in line to keep Baker.
Okay.
So that'll be awesome.
Turns a lot of focus to Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. All right. So there's going to be I think there's supposed to be a major. Some of this is sourced. I think there's about to be a major quarterback shuffle going on here in the NFL. Kirk Cousins, I've heard to Atlanta.
Heard that.
I've heard Justin Fields to Atlanta.
Okay.
I've heard Russell Wilson.
What's the price on Fields? 4th round pick?
I think you can get more than that. Not much more, but you can probably get more.
A 3?
Yeah, for sure. I think a 3. Depends on how many competitors, how many people want him, but who really wants him? Atlanta. I think they can maybe bring the price back down, but Fields, Russell Wilson, Mac Jones. Look for him to be in play probably at Denver.
Oh.
All right. Look for Joe Flacco. To be on the move. I got my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't even understand it. Look for Joe Flacco and Brissett possibly to move as well. So, Patriots. So
okay,
could get some movement going here before draft day. So which is coming up. So the next couple months. So free agency opens next week. So that'll start
March 13th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So free agency starts next week. So
when did Cousins tear the Achilles? It's October.
I mean, late middle.
So it's a little bit of a gamble.
I think he'll be all right. It's not really. I don't think today's world. I don't think it affects his game as much because he's not a. It's not like he's a. It's not. Justin Fields tears his Achilles. It'd be something. But I like Kirk Cousins, man. I think he's as solid as the day is long, and every year that goes by and the vets retire and move out, he gets better and better. I think he's a good player. I like him. Just
think about Achilles. I was watching Suns Thunder last night. I watched the first half. I couldn't. I was too tired to make it the whole game. But you watch Kevin Durant. He's had the Jones fracture. He's had an Achilles. He's had the broken foot, and he's in his mid-30s now, and he still moves so well. He's still so graceful, especially on the offensive end. I was thinking about that because there was a time not long ago where an Achilles injury was the end. That was that ball game. You did not come back.
Yeah, no, ain't no doubt. So. All right. This is got a little news on this one. I thought this was awesome. So 8 days ago, the EA Sports sent out basically NIL deals to all the players to get their release to come in the game. They offered them $600.
A real honest to God name, image, likeness deal.
Like real
This
NIL.
was like what it was supposed to be.
Correct.
Right.
Your name,
your image, and your likeness is in this game. And
all 3 in 1.
And we feel like you should be compensated for it. I was like, yeah, this is cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So, with that being said, in 8 days since they sent out all the stuff to the players, they have received over 10,000 returns so that's 87% of all rosters. So that's enough to do. They're going to do 85 on each team.
They get $600 each.
$600 plus a free game.
Okay.
I mean, dude, that's a
so
win
for the players
because they're going to buy it anyway.
Because they want to be in it.
They want to be in it.
Some of them would have paid $600 to be in it.
Yeah.
So they get a little spending money, get a free game, and they get to be in the game.
Now there's some holdouts, and here's what the holdouts include. So There are going to be a few athletes that are going to be on the cover.
Okay.
I will tell you off the air, I'm kind of privy to who some of those are.
Oh, okay. Current players?
Yes.
Okay.
Those guys will receive a little bit more. I'd say a little bit more, around $20,000.
Oh, it's a good bit more.
Good bit more. But there's going to be a few regional covers.
Okay.
And there's going to be a few players. There's going to be like a national one, like a main one. There's going to be some regional covers. So,
is there one main player?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how much he got, but there's going to be one main player.
Quarterback?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think it's going to be cool, man. I'm excited. I'm a fan. I will be playing games like I'm 17 years old again. I love it. That's like was my jam. Bring it back to. I won't be the only one, but there's going to be a lot of wives that their husbands will go back to playing games they haven't played in about 10 years. So I'll be one of them. So I thought that was cool.
If you're a Sheffield United fan, boy, this is a bad day.
All right, so I peeked over. It was 2-0. Peeked over 3-0. Now peeked over. It's 4-0. This will be 5-0.
I was about to be 4-1, but he stopped it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the Arsenal one, yeah. Had the wrong teams back to that stuff.
Okay.
It's okay.
Be all right.
That's bad though. If he didn't score right there, it's going to be a long day. That's about as good a look as you're going to get.
That's
I don't know a lot about soccer, but I know that's the cleanest look he's going to get.
That's
probably
kind of
all
like
day.
missing a layup.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Neil. I know you're excited. Recruiting dead period lifted today.
Woo! I actually wrote a recruiting story this morning.
How about that?
I know. How about that?
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your annual McCready and Siskey reminder. Since the spring recruiting dead period is lifted, this is your annual. We do this once a year,
Okay.
about the same time. This is your annual reminder that if your team gets a commitment or your team doesn't get a commitment, do not get said panties in a wad. It will be okay because there's going to be a lot of time between now and then. There's going to be a lot of money change hands between now and then. There's going to be a lot of federal legislation and injunctions and all kinds of fun things that happen between now and the actual time that prospect reports to campus.
Coaching changes.
There's going to be coaching changes. There is going to be all kinds of
dropped
things.
Offers.
Dropped off. It's going to be
kids whose stock goes up, kids whose stock goes down, kids who change a commitment because they got paid to change the commitment. I would argue that in today's era, and most people agree with me, but the people who don't will fight you on this. Like they'll look for you in a dark alley. I would argue that a commitment pre-October means less today than it's ever meant in a recruiting cycle.
I don't even.
I mean, you just thought.
All it tells you, you're in the lead.
And let me be clear. I'm not saying that I don't think it should be reported or that people shouldn't talk about it or write about it or cover it because we'll do all of those things. But the people that cover this stuff breathlessly in the spring, it's just clickbait. I mean, that's all it is. They know what you and I know, or they're in total denial. Because like if you're covering a program that's kind of shaky, man, you're going to break your hand.
Hey, I got it, boss.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time. I just cut it the other day, first time, long time.
I know. The people that do that, they know better. They know better.
Yeah, in the Cooper Chevrolet chat, my man Hardman, what's up, Hardman? He says in the collectives that go broke, you're not wrong.
Well, there you go. That's the next thing that's coming is guys are going to ask guys who are at the school, hey, did they deliver on everything they told you they'd deliver? And if the answer is anything other than an emphatic yes,
It's going to be doubt.
Guys are going to have doubt. And
Just
there's a lot of schools that are, this is not just one school or two schools or six schools. There's a bunch of schools that are kind of making promises on credit.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, we think that by the time it comes time to pay, we'll have X million. And then if you don't, you got problems.
Yes. Yes, you do a lot of big problems. But the moral of the story is
yeah, don't get worked up about recruiting.
I'm gonna say.
Don't get and listen, with the portal the way that it is now, and with transfers the way that they are now, I mean, big damn deal. You lose out on some kid you thought you'd get, you just go steal some. Because right now we have unlimited transfers.
What are the rules, Neil?
There are no rules.
There are no rules.
The first rule is there are no rules. You have unlimited transfers. You can pluck some. I guess the only rule is like you can't, if you're on an SEC roster.
The SEC has rules.
Like you couldn't, if let's say you're Tennessee and you determine in April that you're a wide receiver short. You can go get a wide receiver from anywhere except for the other
SEC
schools.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
I mean, you could even pluck from Oklahoma or Texas between now and July 1st.
Is that when it kicks over?
They don't join the league till July 1st.
Is that when it kicks? I thought about that the other day. I didn't know. That's a good
So,
point.
I mean, you can.
That'd be odd.
So that's everywhere, right?
And they can pluck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or not cool, but interesting.
Make for some interesting conversations. But
It really
I mean,
would.
there's just, it's the whole.
Spring meetings get weird.
The point is that it's just never meant less because there's so many other, like a recruiting loss that you worked on like you've done this before. You work on a kid for 2-3 years and then you don't get him. In the old days, yeah, maybe he transfers to you, but you have no chance on that. That kid's not playing for you for at least 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably never playing for you.
Yeah.
Now, whatever. Hey, call us in a couple of weeks if it's not working out. You can just.
Well, in the old days, in the portal, the only way he came back to you is if it didn't work out at all at the other place. Now they can come back to you even if it works out. They just you're buddies.
Yeah, I mean, so you know, like pick a school, any school. Right.
Let's go with.
Let's do Texas Tech.
Let's do Texas Tech, the Red Raiders.
Let's say they add 30 guys in this new cycle.
Okay.
How many of those 30 will finish their careers at Texas Tech? 4?
High school kids?
Yeah. 4 guys? Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, your normal attrition it would be 10, but that's more than cut in half. I mean, 4, 5.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's just the way it is now. I just think, I think that dynamic has, if you look at it objectively, completely changed the emphasis on the coverage of recruiting.
Yep.
Recruiting still absolutely matters, but I mean, even now, I would guess that if a coach was being honest, he would tell me, yeah, we're recruiting this kid. We're not going to get him. We know we're probably not going to get him, but we're going to keep recruiting him a little bit just to maintain the relationship so that when he hits the portal.
That's crazy to me. Yes, they do it all the time.
But, I mean, that makes sense, right?
It makes all the sense in the world. All right, Neil, after our last pod, staying on the same subject, you know, we talked about the NCAA wanting to move up and have that June, which is not cool, making it a third signing day. So I had an idea over the weekend as I was, you know, daydreaming into my 87 hours of baseball that I got to watch. These are the things that go through my mind. I actually ran it by some people today, and they loved it.
Okay.
So, Cole, maybe you can do this on TikTok, and TikTok can do its thing to get this back. And let's let McCready and Siskey influence the future. Because, you want to fix the calendar, and you want to fix the signing day stuff. So let's fix it, Neil. Let's don't just bitch about it. Let's fix it. Come out and say, let's call it the third. Now, Alabama, Tennessee fans aren't going to like this, but let's call it the third Saturday in October. Okay? 7 weeks into the season.
Okay.
You have a mandatory for every single program in America, mandatory bye week. During that bye, because now we're extending the season to freaking 17 games anyway. Everybody's going to start bitching about safety and all this stuff. You institute a mandatory college football wide bye week on the third Saturday in October, 7 games in.
Okay.
And that is where you put signing day.
On a Saturday?
No, on Wednesday. It doesn't matter. You put it on a Wednesday. Okay. Now, the National High School Association Federation can piggyback the same way. They can take a week off, and you can get all your recruiting done. Signing day, nobody's distracted about anything. You get signing day over with, okay? And then you make December deader than a doornail. The only thing that it's quiet for, I guess, would be portal, okay? But no high school. Everything's dead during December. So you fix the calendar because the portal recruiting is so much different than high school recruiting. And so everybody would sign in that one signing day, and then you still have the February signing day for the late guys. But anybody who's anybody is going to sign that first time because that will protect them from getting dropped with the portal stuff. and you have time to evaluate senior film. You get guys to develop during their senior year. You have all that time. You give them 7 weeks to do that. And I ran that by probably 6 GMs in the last 24 hours, and they all loved it.
So how many high school kids, though, would sign and go, okay, I can't play anymore. I'm done.
Well, that's why you do it that late, because usually the end of October is the end of the high school regular season.
That's true.
So that's why you wait that late too. Call it November 1st, whatever. Just it gets you through.
No, it makes sense.
It gets you through the high school season for most of it. It'll prevent people from sitting out in high school. They'll still fake injuries like they do now anyway, but it'll alleviate that problem. But you have that signing day, and then you have a bye week, mandatory. Everybody's off, so nobody's getting competitive advantages and all that stuff.
I do like the idea of December being completely quiet, completely dead,
except
for high schoolers, and quiet for portal. I don't think you should have portal visits in December.
Well, that's what quiet means. Like if they're enrolling, but you can have a portal visit, but like at the same time, that stuff's so easy. Okay, like from a time standpoint, from college coaches' standpoint, they've already seen the dog and pony show. You don't have to do the same things with a portal guy as you do with a high school kid. Totally different visit. And so I think doing that would allow one, I'll tell you what would be cool about it too, is now everybody wants their recruiting news back, and that'd be a big, you don't have any football that week. That would be a big news thing. That would be it'd bring it back as an event. I think it would be good for the sport. So that's my suggestion.
Okay.
Mandatory bye week. All right. Had to say
the TV people would not like losing a weekend though.
But they don't really lose a weekend.
Well, they'd have a dead weekend.
But you're putting it in, so you're still getting the same amount of games.
I get it.
So they lose a weekend, but they gain a weekend.
Yeah.
So I mean, instead of having week 0 games, you're still playing the same amount of games. All right. Last week, I got asked a bunch about this weekend. Last week on our pod, we got asked a super chat in the pod, and it went on a TikTok. Did pretty good. About how long did we think that how long before this broke off? The Big Ten, SEC, we break off and do this thing on our own and break away from the NCAA. And we said 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make it very clear so there's not any questions. I did not make that number up. I have been told that number by a bunch of people that know. So I didn't make that number up. I mean, coaches are telling me, and I'm talking about coaches that know. I didn't make that number up. That wasn't something I just sat down and said, what would be a good answer, Neil? 2. I'm just telling you what I've been told. So I didn't make that number up.
That's when the TV contract expires.
Yeah. Didn't make that number up. So you can take that for what it's worth.
Our next partner is Athletic Greens. I drink AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health, sustained energy, immune system support, and I hate taking those big supplement pills. I drink AG1 every morning. I love knowing I'm doing something good for my body, giving my body the nutrition it craves, covering my nutritional bases. Covering my nutritional bases for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water, drink it first thing each morning, done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. It's pretty good. If you ask me, it's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. It's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need for your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So go to athleticgreens.com/MPW. That's athleticgreens.com/MPW. Check it out.
In the Cooper Chevrolet chat, Matt Brownie said, need Siskey's take on his boy Rico Nose going at Ole Miss. I mean, guys, I don't have to say anything. That video kind of took care of itself. I mean,
has he stepped away from that yet? Has he backed off that?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but
that was kind of slanderous. I mean,
I don't know.
That's a little slanderous.
Best of luck to you. Hope your views on TikTok were worth it. That one,
I mean,
good luck to you, boss.
Yeah, if somebody wanted to. Because you asked me my thoughts on it, I was like, well, look, it's one of 2 things. He's either telling the truth or that's slander.
There is no in between. So there you go. I figured, He's brave too, because there is a law school at the University of Mississippi.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is a lawyer, probably listens to our show. There's probably a lawyer that goes, you know what I'd like to do for a pro bono case? I mean, I don't know, man. So, and I don't know. Cisco don't know.
That's crazy.
But neither. Let me tell you what Rico don't know. Rico don't know defamation of character.
God, man. I mean, just nuts.
Woo, that was brave. That was brave. Hey, good for him. Good for him. Hope the views were worth it. All right, Neil, I wanted to finish this thing up. Even though we got a short show today. Last little bit of college basketball.
Okay.
Your boy has been. I'm a big fan of KenPom. I've definitely got my money out of my KenPom subscription this year.
Yeah.
So our good friend Bob Ricardo actually sent a video to me. And I knew this, but I couldn't remember the exact numbers. And Bob had sent it to me on one of the social media platforms in a direct message. But every national champion in basketball has fit under two criteria in the KenPom era. Has been top 40, offense adjusted, and top 25 defense adjusted. Okay.
Yep.
So I ran them today. I'll run them next week. We'll have another discussion, I guess, next Monday, because it'll be regular season will be over.
Okay.
And getting ready for the tournaments. And every single national champion has fit into that criteria in the KenPom area. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the champions. I'm going to give you the people in there, and their odds are next to them for national championship odds.
Okay.
All right, so this is actually in order. And so what I did is I took their offensive number and their defensive number and averaged it out and came up with this order.
Okay.
So this is considered by KenPom the best teams in the country. Number one will be Houston. Houston, I think, was like 14 in offense, number one in defense adjusted. So they are a plus 500 odds to win it all.
One of the best teams I've seen, certainly.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good. Very athletic.
I see no way they
very well coached.
They would have to just get screwed in a draw with bad matchups to not make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, or just have a bad day.
Yeah, bad day. But they're so good on defense, and I mean they're good on both. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they can have a bad day as long as they don't have a bad day on both sides. But they're plus 500. Very interesting here. And you look, so you've already cheated. If you average them out, the number 2 overall best team in America right now is the Auburn Tigers. I don't see that.
Mm-mm. No, I don't know.
They're good.
They're good. They're good.
I don't see that.
There's 3 SEC teams I like better.
Who is the third one?
Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky.
The only thing that bothers me about Alabama is they can't stop anybody, man.
No,
golly,
but they can score.
They can score. They can do that, and are good at it.
I thought they played well against Tennessee the other night.
They did. That was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
I watched that on my phone.
I'm big on Tennessee.
I am too.
Right now, and getting bigger every time I see them.
You can get Auburn at plus 2,200. And here these next two are tied for third, and one of them is Tennessee. So Tennessee is tied for third. They are at plus 1,400, and Arizona is tied with them at third at plus 1,100. I think both of those, in my opinion, those are Final Four contenders. I like Tennessee. If you ask me to pick an SEC team that's going to go the farthest this year, I'm taking Tennessee.
Yes, I would go Tennessee 1, Kentucky 2.
Connect, dude, is just – he's different, man.
Well, they'll defend you. They have toughness. They have experience. I like older teams in the tournament. They're that. And they're physical.
Yeah.
I like that they could get the wrong officiating crew and get in trouble, but I like their team.
They just need to get a Big East crew because Big East
let them play.
Big East, you can like, as long as you don't physically put the elbow to somebody's temple, you're not getting called for a foul. It takes a flagrant to get called for a personal foul in the Big East. All right, UConn down the list a little bit. UConn plus 500. UConn's as good as they come. I think they're they may be the most complete team. I actually like UConn better than Purdue this year.
I do too.
I think they're more dynamic. UConn is probably my second. The only thing with UConn is they got to repeat. That's hard to do.
Yep.
But dude, they're so good, man. They're good. They're fun to watch. And then Purdue at plus 900. All right.
Here's their thing is that they keep getting bounced in the first round, and it's become a mental thing. So if they were to get to the second weekend, they might relax a little bit, and then you'd find out just how good they are. But they got to get there.
I don't know. I'm just okay on Purdue. I know I say okay as far as this class, these group of teams.
Well, it's a guard-oriented tournament, and they're a center-oriented team. And for whatever reason, those teams sometimes just get bounced in the tournament. Edie's a great college player.
Now you can get them at plus 900.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're I guess technically by the book, they're the third favorites behind Houston and UConn. But I don't see them winning it. I think they get a matchup at some point just because of what you're saying. It's turned into, the analytics of basketball is so fun to watch. Like I like going to the Gamecast after games. You can go to the Gamecast on ESPN on the app, and you can look at their shot selection. And it's so fun to watch teams that are nothing but 3-point and literally at the rim. There are no mid-range twos in the entire game.
Right.
That is fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with Purdue is they force the ball. And instead of
everything goes through Edie.
They're shooting every other team's shooting threes unless you take it away and I'm going to drive to the hole and make a high percentage shot. Edie is taking normal close range shots. So I don't know. I'm not as big a fan of those guys. All right, Duke running in here at plus 2,200. Interesting.
I don't hate Duke. Really tested. Played a lot of good teams. I love Filipowski.
I have, and they're the next team we're going to talk about. I just want to see they have a chance to. I want to see them play against I want to see them play against they'll get the second weekend. That's where I'm interested in because if they can consistent, like if you look at the ACC's out of conference schedule, you're like okay, they're not as bad as you think. I want to see Duke do it against. I like Duke Houston. I want to see that game. I want to see Duke Houston in Elite Eight.
I want to see the Thunder get about the 8th pick in the draft and take Filipowski.
I bet you do.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
They own Houston's pick, and Houston's pick is top 4 protected. So the Thunder could end up with the 5th, as high as the 5th pick in the draft.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then the team that they're going to play on Saturday, the UNC Tar Heels. They'll play Saturday.
Where's that game?
It's going to be at Duke.
Okay.
They are plus 1,800. UNC's a good team. They're fun to watch. UNC kind of reminds me of Kansas a little bit, but they're the way they play. They're a good team. They got a chance. All right, so here's my sleeper. I'm going ahead and put $10 on it already. Let me tell you who I really like here. You're going to laugh at me.
Okay.
It's going to be my Cinderella team. Or it's not really a Cinderella team. It's a good basketball team that everybody thinks Cinderella, but they're a good basketball team. Give me the Creighton Blue Jays.
No, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, any team that can, and I know it was at home and all that stuff, but any team that can whip Connecticut, if you're capable of whipping Connecticut, I don't mean like making some buzzer beater to beat them.
They dominated the game.
I mean whipping them.
Both sides of the court.
If you're capable of that, no, you can make noise in the tournament.
So Creighton is going to be like last year's UConn, because UConn was a 4 seed. Creighton will probably get in there as a 2 or 3 seed, I imagine. Maybe a 4, even fall to a 4. Give me the Creighton Blue Jays at plus 2,500. I'm locking that bet in for the national champions.
Okay.
Those are going to be my babies this year. Now,
okay.
Just because I said that, they're going to get busted by Detroit Mercy is going to win a tournament and beat them. In the same,
I feel safe saying Detroit Mercy will not win the tournament.
I think their season could be over tonight. I think so. I think they play tonight.
Conference tournaments start
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some small. All the lower level tournaments are this weekend or this week, and actually some of them are playing tonight. None of the criteria though. All right, Marquette is also in that criteria at 2,200 that Creighton just beat.
Yeah.
Good team. Shaka Smart. Good team. And then the team that's in the that's in the KenPom criteria, the 11th team, I don't see it. Why do I not see it? Because they have been banned. They have been suspended from Criteria Club for the rest of the year.
Oh.
Because they did us dirty 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they lost twice in the same week. They were responsible by themselves for losing 2 parlays in 1 week. It's the Michigan State Spartans, but they are inside the criteria.
But they've done some things in March in the past.
Izzo knows how to navigate March Madness. But they are plus 6,600. So if you want to take a flyer out there with a team that meets the criteria at plus 6,600,
I mean, $10 on the
$10 win you $660.
I mean, that'd be nice.
That'd be a nice hit. I don't see it though, because they have officially been banned from Criteria Club. All right, Neil. Officially, Criteria Club picks for today.
Okay. For Monday, March the 4th.
There are only 3 teams, Neil, in the criteria today.
Okay.
That's Baylor, that is Montana, and that is Portland State.
Okay.
So you got to go find a 4th team to go with it.
Okay.
And you got to go outside the criteria. Some people I've already seen on TikTok. Cole posted the video this morning or this afternoon. Some people are already going just a little bit inside the criteria, and they're taking Grambling at home versus Bethune-Cookman.
Okay.
Which is just barely under the criteria.
Okay.
And I said, no.
What do you have against Grambling?
I don't have anything. I just want to watch the game on TV instead of an app.
Okay.
I'd like to watch like real commentators. Have you ever watched some of these games that I'm watching on this ESPN app?
No, Tyler.
I mean, Neil, the Criteria Club feels my pain.
You have watched more college basketball in one season than I have watched in a lifetime.
I have watched some of the worst basketball that's ever been played. And then just when you think it's bad, like you'll get a game. It's like, let me give one. It's like Seattle versus like Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's pretty good, by the way. Like I know who to pick my upsets on when it comes to these 12-5s. I'm going to be all over that.
I mean, your wife is a saint.
Not really. She doesn't. I don't think she understands how in depth it is.
Laura would be like, what in the hell are you doing? She knows, okay, she'll leave me alone if I'm watching. She kind of likes the NBA. So she'll watch NBA with me a little bit. If Thunder's playing, she won't admit it, but she started to kind of get into the Thunder because they're really good and they're young, and there's a couple guys on the team that she likes and stuff. So she cheers for different people. But if she saw me watching random college game, she would be like, what in the hell is wrong with you?
Well, mine is like, so Knox and I will go upstairs in the man cave and we'll have them on up there.
Yeah.
And I've been saying.
So what she's doing, she's leaving you alone because you're spending time with your son. That's what it is.
And it's Real Housewives season. Okay. So so
all right.
She disappears in her world.
And you disappear.
I disappear in mine,
right.
and we're good.
Yeah.
We got it worked out. We've been doing this for 20-something years. We're good.
I don't think Carson has seen one dribble of a college basketball game this year.
But it's so bad, dude. Like some games that you'll watch because they go to like the local guys and like they try so hard to not be partial on a broadcast and they can't help it. They'll be like, Neil McCready with a 3. And then they'll be like, steal by Carson McCready. He's going to the hole. He lays it in. Like they think they're on radio. You're on boss. We know. We got it. We see it.
Yeah.
So it's good. All right, Neil, I'm going to finish up with this, and then we'll get out of here. Chris Mortensen passed away over the weekend. Thoughts and prayers with Alex and his family. Alex was a GA for us at Alabama when I was there. Great dude. Great family. I got the chance to meet Chris a few times with when he came in town. But just thoughts and prayers. I know it's been a battle, but thoughts and prayers with their family.
Where is Alex now?
He's at UAB, the offense coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah, he's offense coordinator at UAB.
I knew that. I heard that on the basketball. I did actually watch some of the UAB game yesterday. They talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, Alex. I mean, just the nicest dude. I mean, he's just great. He was there for a long. He was at Alabama for a long time because he got there. I think we got there at the same time. He was a GA. I think in 13 is when it started. He was a GA for a while and then went to an analyst, and he was there for a while. But he's just a very smart football coach, obviously. But he's just a good person and a good family. And thoughts and prayers for those guys. And then finishing up, thoughts and prayers for the Grantham family here in Oxford.
Here in Oxford, yep.
You know, obviously close friends with Ashley and Matt, and it's Ashley's father. And thoughts and prayers with their family over the weekend. I know it's tough, and got to see them yesterday and spend a little time with them. So thoughts and prayers for the Grantham family for their tough time. So that's it. That's all I got today, boss.
Good stuff. I echo those sentiments as well with Matt and Ashley and all of that, the Grantham family. And that was definitely, I mean, he'd been sick for a while, but still.
Yep.
Doesn't
make it any easier.
Nope. All right. We will be back on Thursday. Be a 2-week show this week, 2-show week this week. And then next week we'll just have the one because I've got Nashville. Tyler's got some travel as well. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll catch up on whatever's going on, latest on Criteria Club. At that point, we'll see what's happening. We might dive into NCAA tournament bubble a little bit on Thursday.
Bubble time.
Might dive into the bubble a little bit. Been brought to you by Rain Total Body Fuel. 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, BCAAs, electrolytes, zero sugar. It's got what you need to push the limits and achieve your goals. So check them out on Instagram at Rain Body Fuel to learn more. For Tyler Siskey, I'm Neil McCready. Until Thursday, take care.